Okay, so yes, so the hope card coming in is just saying be hopeful for the future. You're in capable hands, you're in God's hands, and you have all of these assisting angels around you. You're surrounded in light, so be hopeful and positive. With that 17 coming up, you have the one of new beginnings, and then the seven of spirituality, and it's a spiritual nature. So you may be going into a more spiritual phase of your life where whether you're getting more into your religion and your walk with God, you could be going to church more, could be joining a new religion, you could be exploring other religions, other faiths, things of that nature. But you could also just be getting closer in your spiritual walk, becoming one with yourself, one with nature, one with God, learning more about those aspects of yourself in those aspects of life. But either way, it's going to bring you into a more abundant time with that one and that seven coming together being eight. So the new beginning that you're embarking on, connecting to your spirituality, one, have hope. Two, know that abundance is coming with it. So maybe that hope is coming in because I will say, I've heard a lot of people talk about on their spiritual journey. Sometimes in the beginning, it seems like it gets a little worse because that is the manifestation of defect. As you come into this light, what happens is it starts to illuminate all of the things in your life that needs to be changed. So when that happens, it can seem like things are going a little left, and maybe you're like, man, I'm trying to be spiritual, I'm trying to be the right way, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that, and all of these other things are coming in. It's seeming like it's more challenging now than before, where that is not true. So that is a trick of the mind. Don't believe that. What's happening is that you have asked for, prayed, um, wished, hope, did vision boards, all type of things to bring about change in your life. And you were guided to spirituality. You were guided to your relationship with God, connecting with that higher power, that omnipotent being, that creator of the universe, the most high God. So because you were drawn to that, there are things that you may have to heal first. There may be things from your childhood, things that you went through in adulthood. There could be a lot of things that you have to heal first in order to get to the promised land, so to speak. And that's okay because that is the journey that everybody that has gone through any kind of spiritual awakening goes through, experiences. So don't feel defeated. Keep hope alive. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and pull some supporting cards for that just to see if anything else wants to come in. I'm being directed to look at this card that jumped out, the material and financial and material changes. With the hand here, um, being in many different things. So you could be somebody who's working on many different projects at one time. You could have your hand in many different fields. Uh, with the green, it could be something in the material world, but this could also be something in the spiritual world, or not the spiritual world, but I'm thinking of like computer stuff, AI, things that's not material, that's not physical. Um, but you have your hand in different things. And because of the financial and material changes, sometimes that can it can have its ups and downs as you are balancing your businesses, changing certain things, wanting to move from one thing to another. And it could feel like a loss in finances or a loss in time that you will have to go through in order to get to the place you want to be. But this is saying be hopeful that what you're doing, what you're working on is going to manifest what you desire. Okay. But that five coming in, five can represent challenge connected to that change because it's coming out of the four of stability. you're adding something new. So then that change is going to feel a little bit of a challenge energy to it. You may feel like you don't know what you're doing. Are you going in the right direction? Did you make the right decision? Things of that nature. I'm being drawn to look at the rings here. So you may have already collected a certain amount of abundance, a certain amount of financial success, freedom, and things of that nature. And it may be hard to let some of that go in order to move into the new. But this says also, don't worry about that. As the hand is in many different areas and you still have the rings on, it's saying that even as you touch different things, different areas, different topics, and you explore all of those, you'll be financially provided for as you go into different fields. Okay. So don't worry about that. That was the jump out card. So that was just like an extra message on top of that. We'll sit it here so you can see it. Okay. So then we're going to go into um, some more cards just to see, is there any other messages that want to come up with this hope message for anyone who may need it. Okay. So then we have the temptation card coming out. I'm gonna sit this here. Let's trying to keep it all in the view. Okay, so with the temptation card coming out, and you have the 1 and the 5, so together that's 6. Now, for me, 6 represents love, but it also is the number of man. But here you have this 5 again, but the 1 with the 5, bringing it to 6. So you still have these changes going on, but you also are coming into a new beginning. So that's probably what the temptation is. You're tempted to stay in the old way because that's how you made your money before. That is where you're comfortable. That is where you want to be. But this new beginning here is pulling you towards the light. You see, the person here is kind of fighting, like they want to go towards the light, they want to stay where they are. But this light is connected to a key. And I would say that's the key to success. And you're reaching for this key to success. And then another part of you is being pulled towards the old, like, this is what I know, this is where I'm comfortable. Don't mind the image because sometimes it gives the the thought of a devil energy. Because I think in traditional tarot, this may be the devil card. I don't do traditional tarot, but I think it is. And then it's this energy here, this like it's one to pull, reach up and pull you back. So you may even have a strong pull to the first thing that you're working on, your first business and things of that nature, because again, it's where you're comfortable, you're already successful there, you're already making money there. But this key with the light on it, see, the keyhole is right here on the heart chakra. So in your heart, you want to go in a different direction. It's even a heart on the key. So in your heart, you want to go in this new direction. You know that the old way is phasing out. You know that it's time for change. You know that the new direction is light. And see, not only is this light, it's like a portal. Like you go through here into a whole different space and time. However, the temptation to stay behind is there because you've had success there, you're making money there, it's comfortable, it's familiar, but it does look like you're moving in the right direction because of this 6 that's coming in. I'm getting the 1 of the new beginning. So the new beginnings are there. You are getting the challenges here, same here, the financial and material changes. So those changes are coming up. However, you're being tempted to go in a different direction, and that temptation to pull you back to where you were is there, but it does feel like that doesn't matter. You are headed towards this light. You are. So let's see what else wants to come up as guidance for this. Another jump out card, recognition and reward. So this may be a struggle for you. This may have been a hard fought battle. This is a jump out card, so it's not the card that was about to come up. it was an additional message like, hey, your hard work fighting this temptation, going against the grain, going against the odds of just staying in the status quo, is being recognized and rewarded um, by the universal forces and energies, God, the angelic forces, and in a material level. Like, you will see success. This is just, it's in the cards. And like I tell people, the cards are inanimate objects. When people get to, oh, that's this or that's that, and these cards are paper. When I put them back in their box, they'll be sitting in my little case where they belong until I use them again. The energy comes from us. Nothing moves without the human energy. We have to know that. So, this message is coming up for you to be aware of what's going on and just help you sort through your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, the things that are going on in your mind. Just know that God is with you and He recognizes and is rewarding you. That could be why also when we got this one, that your financial needs are still being met as you're going through the financial and material changes. So don't be discouraged. Know that this hard work is being recognized. And on a universal level, on an energetic level with the universe, what you get out, you put back. That 8 coming in again, what you put out, you get back. What goes around comes around. So just know that recognition and reward is around the corner. This person looks like they're bowing, saying thank you. They're also praying. They're also in the light. And this 3 is communication, creativity, um, clarity. It's divinity. 3 has a trial period. So um, you you've gone through this little rough patch with this thing. It could still be in the rough patch, but just know that with that comes this recognition and reward. That's why you should have hope. Okay, so we're going to pull another card just to get more insight as to what is going on. What should we be focusing on? So let's see, what should we be focusing on at this time to help with the process that we're in right now? Okay. So this is trapped in fear. And this is a mental card. The blue borders are focused more on the mental things. So there is an aspect of this change that is coming in that you are scared of. And you see he's behind like these bars, thinking, worried, scared. And you see it's light over here in the corner, but we're trapped in this little section right here. Again, this is the 8 energy, but this is a straightforward 8. Like, so what you get out, what you put out, you get back. And you're trapped in fear because starting a new business, starting a new life, starting a new path is intimidating and it can be scary, even if it's positive, even if it's something that you want to do. You want to move to a new state, you want to start a new career, you want to buy a home, you want to start a family, you want to get married. All of those things have an intimidating aspect to them because, one, there's an unknown. Will it work? Will I be successful? Will people want to purchase my new product? Will people buy into my business? Will this home be good for me? Am I making the right decision? All of these things come up and we can be trapped in that fear. But all of these other cards are saying that the real thing that's holding you back is you have a little bit of trepidation with your new business venture, with your new projects, with your new ideas. And you're trying to move forward, but there's also some fear there. So it kind of holds you back. You may even be doing things to slow yourself down. When you could be moving faster, you like, maybe I should wait. Maybe I should wait for this. Maybe I should wait for that. There's no perfect time. You're never going to get the right time to do it. So the thing is, just do it. Do it. Take a moment. See, because you have these here, So there will be changes that have to come up in order for you to do what you need to do. So let go of the fear of you not being able to do it and just do it, because that's what's really holding you back. You're in your mind too much about it. You're trapped in fear about the unknown. Okay? We're going to pull another card and see if we could get more insight into this time and really how to release ourselves from this fear and get more into a hope state of mind. Okay, so let's pull one more card. Okay, two cards wanted to come out, so let's flip them. The universe. We've been talking about the universe a lot, and then heartache and loss. Another mental card. Okay, so you've had a difficult life. You've had things come up in life. You've had your heart broken a lot of times in more ways than one. It could be relationships. You could be scared to move on in a new relationship because you had your heart broken too much. You could be scared to venture out in a new business because you've been unsuccessful before, or maybe you gained success and lost it. You had to start all over again. Maybe this is a new beginning for you. Maybe you had a home and it went into foreclosure, or you had um, the perfect life you thought and it changed and shifted, and that caused you to have heartache and loss. So this three coming in now is that trial. You were feeling that. um, the blue comes in. Again, this is a mental card, so it's in your mind, it's in your head, you're overthinking it. Um, but sometimes it's hard to move on from heartache and loss. Sometimes it's hard to allow ourselves to forgive the past, to let go of the past. Um, this locked up energy in the trapped in fear. Um, if you were literally in jail, or literally in a lockdown position, maybe in a bad relationship, in a bad living circumstances, that situation has you trapped in that heartache and loss. Because of that, is really affecting you mentally, and that's the biggest thing that's in your way, it looks like, as we're pulling the cards to see more insight into it. um, the heart here is standing out again because what we have here, we had the heart chakra come up in the temptation card. And the key to moving into this new space, this universal portal here, is letting go of the past, the temptation to stay in the past. And it looks like the temptation to stay in the past is all in your mind. The trapped in the fear, the heartache and loss, a lot of this red energy within this blue. So one, communicating. So you may need to get therapy. You may need to talk to someone. And it could be a spiritual advisor like myself. It could be an actual literal therapist or counselor, or some trusted person. You could need a mental audit where you go in and you have someone help you pull out the traumatic events that you went through to help you heal this heartache and loss. Um, the cross on the chest is also making me think of religion, because in the beginning we talked about a new spiritual journey. So maybe yours is connected to a bad spiritual experience. Maybe your previous religion um, did not support your way of thinking, did not support your way of life, and you're reticent and hesitant to embark on a new journey because you had a bad experience. Maybe you went to a church where the members weren't friendly, or you grew up in a religion that was too strict and it didn't allow you to be creative and think and communicate your feelings effectively and express yourself effectively. And it also scared you as far as survival, because this red is coming in, connecting to the root chakra, which is all about survival and your material and physical world. But then this universe card comes in, which is also a 3, but the 2 and the 1. The 2 for balance and the 1 for new beginnings. So as we start to balance out this fear, having hope, knowing that everything is okay, understanding that you've gone through some things, but you're here now, okay? You are here now. The past has happened. Those people, if they are still in your life, they can't hurt you anymore. The only thing that's holding you back is your memory of it and your thoughts of it. But honestly, you can move out of that at any given time. This universe card is connecting again to the big omnipotent being, the divine being that's holding us up, which is God, which is, and whether you call him God, Allah, Yahweh, Yeshua, whoever, universe, just know that you are being cradled in his hands. This universal energy saying that we are a part of the universe. We are a part of this thing. We can manifest and create also. God said, you are children of the Most High God. We are created in his image and likeness. All of these things are in the books. So that means you have the same abilities. But if you're trapped in fear based on your heartache and loss, it is hard for you to grow. So you'll have this temptation to want to go back to the old way, but you're being pulled in a new way. Where, if you go in that way, you get recognition and reward, honey. The universe is calling. It's time to move out of it. It's time to find balance and a new beginning, okay? So we're going to pull one more card to see if we could get more insight into this, and then that'll be that, okay? So let's see what else wants to come up to give us insight. Okay, discontent and boredom coming in with that 4 energy. So 4 for me is all about solid foundations and stability. But the discontent and boredom. So this connected me to the temptation card. Maybe in the previous ways that it was a little more exciting. Um, Toxic stuff can be exciting. Those toxic relationships, even though they're toxic, they are definitely exciting and keep you on your toes, wondering what's going to happen next. And so moving into a more stable, secure way of life and having a more stable and secure thought and mindset in the beginning can feel a little bored and discontentment because you're used to all of this drama. You're used to all of this, whatever. And you can sometimes feel like, this isn't fun for me. This isn't exciting for me. Maybe your new religion, maybe your new spiritual path. You were used to doing wild and crazy things, and now you don't drink anymore. Now you don't party anymore. Now you just, you're at home and you're reading. And sometimes it can trigger a little bit of boredom and discontent. But don't get weary in that. Just make it, spice that up for yourself. Do things that make you excited, but in a positive way. You understand? This rainbow down here also um, is making me think of the chakras. So there could be some chakra healing that needs to come up. And I was actually thinking of the chakra cards before I pulled that one. So let's see. And look, this what comes up too. Look at this wide, beautiful green world in the background. You sitting here in the shadows feeling bored. Why? When all of this world and life is going on right here, but you bored because you're missing the old thing. But you see how it's dark over here? You're in the light. You're doing something different. You're going in a different direction. Don't get bored. Don't get weary in your good doing. It's a whole wide world for you to explore on the positive side. Okay? Travel, get out the house, go deep breathe in the park or something. But don't feel bored and discontent because you don't have to. That's something that you would be doing because you're thinking and reminiscing on the old. When we're moving past the old, honey, we're letting that go. Okay, I want to pull a chakra card and then that'll be it for this reading. Um, and we're just going to allow ourselves to be in a space of contentment. Don't be in discontent and don't allow yourself to think too long about the door that's closing because you'll probably never walk through the new door if you're always looking at the old door, hoping, wishing, praying, comparing, things of that nature. Like you don't need to do that because where you're going, it does not fit the current state that you're in. It just doesn't. So you looking at that is not going to make you feel better. You're going to feel bored. You're going to feel discontent because you're trying to compare apples and oranges. Your new way of life is totally different from the old way. Let it go. Move on. I know that's easier said than done, but do it. Okay. And whatever you need to do it, do it. Okay, so here are the chakra cards, and we're just gonna shuffle through them and see which chakra needs to be healed, which chakra do you need to work on in order to bring about the changes that you need to see. I don't know why I'm feeling like it's the heart chakra because of all of these mental things that were going on, but let's see because it also is a connection with the survival. So this is what's coming up. The crown chakra, which is the seven, again, the spiritual energy. You got to let God in, honey. And you might be a spiritual person. You might be on the spiritual path. You could pray every day, fast, meditate, and all of these things. That's fine. But allow divine information to come through that crown chakra. The crown chakra located at the top of the head. This is where divine inspiration is downloaded into us and our connection to God and that higher path and purpose. So allow new thoughts to come into your mind. Allow new ideas to come into your mind. Let that Holy Spirit fall fresh on you and become a new thing. Let the past go. So, working on the crown chakra, I just want to go to the book and get the insight that the book has. Okay. So, the crown chakra, the if you want to use a sound in meditation, it's sound of the universe. They say the universe hums at that sound. Thought is connected to the pineal gland, and the key words of this chakra are I know. Okay? The crown chakra is located at the top of the head and has been called the thousand petaled lotus or the receiver of light. This chakra is the center of your link with the universe, the infinite, and your higher consciousness. It's the connection between wisdom and spiritual insight. The crown center is the area where ethereal light and energy are received and then dispersed throughout your aura for total well being. To balance this chakra, I find that meditation, breath work, yoga, spiritual healing, acupuncture, and color therapy work best. When properly aligned, your crown chakra will expand to a point where it's possible to access and tap into the deepest sources of wisdom. Okay? So that is the message for today, honey. Peace be with you. Be well. Stay spiritual. Stay hydrated. Breathe deeply and experience life as if you were a new baby, a new little child going through life, learning everything anew. Okay? And have fun with this life. Don't be bored. Don't be discontent. And don't be tempted to go back to the old ways, because honestly, that door has already closed, honey, and you're moving in a new, positive, and bright direction. Peace and blessings.